I've never told anyone what really happened on that school trip. Everyone thinks it was just an accident, that we got lost in the woods and one of us didn't make it out. But that's not the truth. It's been 10 years, and I still wake up to the sound of her voice, calling my name from the trees. Back then, I was 16. Our school was one of those old private academies surrounded by miles of untouched forest. Every year, the senior class would take what they called a reflection trip. 2 days camping near the old ranger's cabin. No phones, no electricity, just nature and self-discovery. I didn't want to go. Neither did my best friend Kara. She was quiet, the kind of quiet that hides something. But I didn't mind. She was the only person who ever really listened to me. On the first night, our teacher, Mr. Dalton, told ghost stories by the fire. He said the forest was once home to a boarding school that burned down decades ago. Everyone inside died. Students, teachers, all of them. No one rebuilt it because the land was cursed. He laughed after he said it, but I noticed Kara wasn't laughing. She just stared into the flames, her face pale. Later, when everyone went to sleep, I saw her standing at the edge of the campsite. She was whispering into the dark. When I asked who she was talking to, she said, "They're not gone. They just don't want to be forgotten." The next morning, she was gone. We searched for hours. Mr. Dalton radioed for help, but the signal was dead. The forest seemed to stretch on forever, like it was rearranging itself every time we blinked. That night, I thought I saw her again. A figure in the trees, just barely visible in the firelight. Kara. But her head was tilted, too far to the side. Her mouth moved, but the words didn't match the sounds. She said, "Don't follow the path, Eli. They'll make you forget too." The teachers thought she'd run away, but I couldn't stop hearing her voice in my head. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw flashes of the burned-down building, halls lined with blackened lockers, melted desks, charred handprints on the walls. I started walking at night, alone, trying to find the ruins. And one night, I did. Hidden behind a curtain of vines was what looked like an old brick wall. When I cleared it, I found a rusted door half buried in the dirt. The words above it were still faintly visible. Blackwood Academy. Inside, everything smelled like ash and mold. The air was heavy. The classrooms were still there, half collapsed, desks fused to the floor. And in one of them, I found something carved into the wall. It was my name. Not just once, dozens of times. Overlapping, deep scratches, like someone had written it over and over until their fingers bled. I stumbled back, heart racing, and that's when I heard her again. "Stay, Eli. You never left." I ran, but the faster I moved, the more the halls seemed to twist and change. The exit was gone. Every door led back to the same burnt classroom, and in the corner, I saw her. Kara. She looked like she'd been there for years, skin gray, eyes wide, hair matted with soot. But she smiled at me. She said, "You remember now, don't you? The fire, it started because of us." I shook my head. I didn't understand. She stepped closer. Her voice was almost gentle. "You dared me to light it, remember? You said no one would get hurt, just a prank, just a scare for the teachers." And then I remembered. The candles, the science room, the screaming, the smoke. It wasn't an accident, it was me. The truth hit me like a second fire, burning from the inside out. I fell to my knees as the walls started glowing orange again, smoke filling the room. Kara was gone, replaced by shapes. Dozens of them, students, teachers, all watching me with black, hollow eyes. One by one they whispered my name, not angrily, but like a lullaby. "Eli, stay with us." I couldn't breathe. The air turned to ash. I screamed for help, but the only voice that answered was my own. I remember running, or maybe I thought I did, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up in the hospital surrounded by police. They said I'd been found wandering near the edge of the forest, covered in soot and blood. No one else was found. Not Kara, not Mr. Dalton, no one. They said I was lucky to be alive, but I don't feel alive. Sometimes I still hear them. When the wind moves through the trees outside my apartment, it sounds like whispers. When I close my eyes, I see the fire again. Only now, I'm not outside it. I'm standing inside the classroom watching it burn over and over again, and Kara is always there, waiting by the door, smiling that same cracked smile. Last night, I woke up and smelled smoke. The forest isn't near here. There shouldn't be any smoke. Then I looked at my hands. They were covered in ash. I think the fire finally found me. If you ever find yourself walking through the woods near an abandoned school and you hear someone calling your name, don't answer. It might not be your friend.